What do we have today?
That's a good question.
You want to go back?
It's not gonna happen.
LeBron James has played in the NBA for over 20 years. He's a billionaire, a four-time champion, an all-time leading scorer. And now, he might be unwanted. According to recent reports, not only is his current team, the Los Angeles Lakers, hesitant to commit to him long-term, but his hometown Cavaliers don't even want him back. That's not just surprising, it's unthinkable. The player once considered the face of the league, suddenly finding himself with nowhere to go. This is the most unexpected chapter in LeBron's legendary career, and it might be the beginning of the end. So why is this happening? How did it come to this? And what does it say about the state of LeBron James today? To understand this massive shift, we need to look deeper at the reports, the money, the drama, and the ripple effects shaking up the entire NBA. And the craziest part? The story isn't over yet, because what's about to happen next could change the NBA forever. No one wants him, the Cleveland reality. The most shocking report wasn't even from LA. It came from Cleveland, LeBron's hometown, the team he brought a championship to in 2016, the city that once worshipped him like a king. According to sideline sources and confirmed by NBC Sports, the Cleveland Cavaliers are not interested in bringing LeBron James back. Read that again. No one's saying it's complicated. No one's saying maybe under the right conditions. They're saying no, flat out. And here's why that matters. For months, fans speculated a fairy tale ending. LeBron would return home, mentor young stars like Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, and close his career where it all started. But Cleveland sees the risk. They'd have to gut their roster, trade away young, ascending talent for a 41-year-old player who might not even stay beyond 1 year. And for what? Nostalgia? The league has moved on. And that's not the end of it. Because if Cleveland, the team most emotionally tied to LeBron, doesn't want him, who does? That's where things get dark. Because it's not just Cleveland, it's almost everyone. And the reasons why might shock you. Let's get into them next. The Lakers stand, why they've stopped prioritizing LeBron. For the first time in his career, LeBron James is no longer the priority on his own team. The Los Angeles Lakers have reportedly shifted their focus to Luka Dončić, building a long-term contender around the young superstar who carried Dallas to the NBA Finals. LeBron, he's a piece, but not the piece. And that's never happened before. See, in the past, LeBron used player options as leverage. He'd opt out, make demands, and force front offices to bend to his will. Whether it was in Miami, Cleveland, or LA, teams were willing to move heaven and earth to keep him happy. But this year, LeBron opted into his $52.6 million salary. That means no leverage, no ultimatums. He's locked in, and the Lakers know it. So when his agent Rich Paul made noise about the team's lack of moves this offseason, the Lakers didn't flinch. They're done overpaying for temporary results. Because from their perspective, the return on investment isn't there anymore. LeBron's production is still elite, but he's no longer the unstoppable force who can carry a team by himself. And now that the future lies with Doncic, LeBron's presence is starting to feel like a luxury, not a necessity. But that shift from franchise face to contract filler has even bigger consequences, because if even the Lakers are moving on, what happens next? Let's talk about how money plays a role in LeBron's sudden fall from the top. The $52.6 million problem. LeBron's price tag is too high. Here's the harsh truth. LeBron's salary is now a burden. At 41 years old, LeBron James is still one of the best players in the world, but he's also one of the most expensive, owed over $52 million next season. And that number isn't just big, it's unmovable. If LeBron wants to be traded, any team taking him would need to send back equal salary in return. That means gutting a roster, losing key players, and hoping a one-year rental of a 41-year-old brings you a championship. It's not worth it for most teams, especially not rebuilding ones. And even contenders are wary. Why? Because with LeBron comes attention and expectation. The moment he steps in the building, the team isn't just playing basketball anymore. They're under a spotlight. Everything becomes about LeBron, and that can fracture chemistry, especially when your window is already tight. He's just not the player teams can build around anymore, not at that price. And don't forget, This is LeBron after he chose to take all the money off the table. If you're going to demand a full paycheck, don't expect the franchise to spend even more to build around you. Which leads us to the next twist, how LeBron fans are accidentally exposing the truth he tried to bury. The ring culture hypocrisy. Not long ago, LeBron James publicly criticized the idea of ring culture. He called it weird, said the obsession with championships was misplaced. That greatness should be defined by more than just rings, and his fans, they ran with it. Until the Lakers stopped making moves. Suddenly, LeBron's fan base flipped, screaming for trades, demanding front office changes, crying out for help to get their guy another championship. Wait a minute, didn't rings not matter? Because if they didn't, fans wouldn't be melting down every time the Lakers front office passed on a trade. They wouldn't be begging for LeBron to join Dallas, Phoenix, or Miami. They wouldn't be obsessed with stacking the deck. But they are. Which tells us something deeper. Even LeBron's biggest supporters don't believe him. They know the truth, that the conversation about legacy still boils down to one thing: winning. And right now, it's clear. LeBron isn't in a position to do much more of it, because even if he joins another team, it may be too little, too late. And speaking of other teams, there's a reason nobody's calling. Let's look at that next. Legacy versus reality. Why teams are quietly saying no. LeBron's legacy is untouchable. He's a Hall of Famer the second he retires. But legacy doesn't win you games now, and GMs know it. You don't trade your young stars, your picks, and your future just to get 1 or 2 years of attention. Especially if it doesn't come with a guaranteed ring. That's the math teams are doing. They're saying, yes, LeBron is great, but is he worth breaking the bank? Is he worth the risk? And more, the answer is no. Take Cleveland. They have Garland, Mobley, Mitchell, and Struss, a young, talented core. Why would they blow that up for an aging superstar? Take Miami. They've got their eyes on the next wave, not a player who might retire next summer. Even Dallas, who've been loosely linked to him, are asking the same thing. If we get LeBron and we don't win immediately, is the backlash worth it? Because the spotlight is harsh. And if you don't deliver with LeBron, the media, the fans, and even LeBron himself will turn on you. At this point, the risk isn't just financial, it's cultural. And that's a big reason why the phones aren't ringing. But there's one final piece to all this. A truth that's even harder for fans to hear. The end of the LeBron era. This isn't about hate, this is about reality. For 2 decades, LeBron James was the most powerful man in basketball. Teams built around him, cities welcomed him, he changed franchises overnight. But time is undefeated, and what we're seeing now isn't disrespect, it's the natural shift of power. The league is moving on. Luka is rising, Jokic is dominant, Wembanyama is coming. LeBron is still great, but he's not the guy anymore. And for the first time, that's starting to matter. Whether he stays in LA, gets traded, or rides into the sunset, one thing is clear. This is the closing chapter of LeBron James's NBA story, and the only question left is, how will it end? Make sure to like this video if you're still watching and drop your thoughts in the comments. Will LeBron find a new team, or has the NBA already moved on? Subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns just like this. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.